Shots fired. It's a little Beyonce for you guys. This is episode 7. We are going all the way in. Content of the character. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Negro with that Creole, make a Texas Bama. I'm a baby hair with baby hair and afro.
Yes. Yes. So I have on my ring that Paula let me borrow. So I'm waiting for my. Yeah, it's close enough, right? That's the long song, but it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's all right. We're not even talking about Beyonce, but I love this video actually because I feel like this is kind of the first time she like really uses her platform.
Oh, she went in.
She goes all the way in.
Yeah.
So shout out to Queen Bee, AFTERBUZZ TV. That's kind of appropriate because it's like yellow and black and the bee and the Queen Bee.
Yes.
And then we're
Look at
getting
that.
information.
Yes,
My
girls' night.
ladies.
night.
Ladies' night because D'Angelo is, I don't know where he is, but he'll be back. He's traveling. Okay, episode 8. So, Michelle Madison, let's start with the introduction. You go first.
Hey everybody, Michelle Madison. Hit me up on the Twitter at MICH_Madison TV and on Instagram at Michelle_Madison TV.
Hey everybody, it's Paula Bryant Ellis. You can find me, P. Bryant Ellis, on Instagram and Twitter.
And I'm Madison Chase, and you can find me on Twitter at Madison Chase Fit. And actually, I have a new Instagram page.
Yes.
Yay! So it's Madison Chase Media Maven. So it's Madison Chase M2.
Oh.
Boom! Right. And we're actually streaming live on YouTube. So One Mad Chase on YouTube. And if you have questions, definitely join the conversation because this is episode 7, content of their character.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people with some character flaws.
Shady
Grady's
came
all
out
the way.
on everybody.
Yeah, on everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, and you see what happens. So let's start at the top. First scene, Governor Eamons riding through, I call it the war zone, because it looks like it has been obliterated. Like, it looks like
No longer
riot.
resembles a neighborhood.
it doesn't at all whatsoever. And so she gets out the car and she's talking to Lieutenant Breland, and she's kind of asking him, were you a part of the tours? And he kind of side swipes the question, and then conveniently
Shady.
She gets out of the car and there's a black guy on the ground about to be arrested because he defaces the property, and he says the sign that he spray painted said Eamons did this, and she asked for the police officer to pardon him. And I wish real life were like this. That somebody could just say,
The governor was happened to be driving by.
Which part?
Yeah.
Because you're
that
right.
part, the pardon part, you know, in so many instances, you know, when we're talking about Texas, before we got on air, we started talking about Jordan Brewster and Texas, out of all places. I'm happy to be from the country, but I'm like, why do things keep happening in Texas?
Don't feel bad. I'm from Florida, and we just don't.
This is true.
We are
same
equally
thing.
guilty, so don't feel bad.
Yeah, it's all
It's everywhere.
the South.
It's
It's everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah, you can't escape it. So, what did you guys think about that opening scene when?
With the governor?
Yeah, with the governor. What did you think? What were your thoughts?
Well, it reinforced my theory that she doesn't know about the tours. Because I was saying that the last time, I don't really think she knows about it. And she's getting information as she's going. And when she asked Breland about it, he gave the political answer.
Politically correct answer.
So that was my thought on that,
Yeah.
for the most part. That was pretty much it for me.
Okay.
What did you think, Paula?
I probably got caught up in the fact that the pardon part a little bit, in that I said that never happens.
It never happens. And you know what it makes me think about? Just
And
the
that
word.
was, like you would love for it to happen,
Yes,
right?
in real life.
But I got distracted by that, and I don't know why. I just did.
Because I think when you just said pardon, it makes me think about what happens to a lot of people in the criminal justice system, mainly people who are innocent.
Right.
And what's the young man, Khalif who Jay-Z
Bauer,
like his story. Like there's so many stories like this. And then if we tag on, still talking about this episode, when you look at Shamika's son Sean, who was in jail and his bond was $10,000 to get out. Like that happens so often where you have so many people in jail because they couldn't afford to like pay the bond. Yeah, which is like when you're paying the bond, it's what, like 10% of it, so it's not the whole thing.
Right, it's 10%.
Yeah, it's 10%. So $10,000 basically.
That's a lot of 10%.
Yeah, but still, I'm saying
you're supposed to put up the 10% in cash.
Yeah, you put up the 10% in cash, so you're not paying the whole bond.
You don't.
So you can't put on a credit card. Like it has to be cash.
A bail bondsman normally does.
So this whole prison thing is really its own economy because you got the bailsman,
it's money.
You got the prison system. They got to fill up the prison system or they sue the state.
Yep.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we're a country where the prison system is a for-profit business. There's something.
Well, it is America's capitalism.
But there's something so wrong with that model. The prison system shouldn't be a for-profit prison because if it is, how else is it going to make a profit other than you continue to put people in jail, right? So that right there's a problem. Yeah, there's a big problem with that.
And so that word pardon just like it rings so clear to me because I think just recently too, there was a pharmaceutical product that they were using that was about to expire, and so they executed 2 prisoners because of this expiration of this particular drug that they inject the criminals with.
Oh, so they were the last ones to have it? I saw something about that.
Because I thought it was interesting when I was doing some research online. And I was like, wow, that is crazy that the pharmaceutical industry is somehow intertwined into the execution of, I think it was either 2 or 3 prisoners that were executed recently. And I was just like, wow, like that prison.
There's just some things that should not be a for-profit.
I agree.
I mean,
and I didn't know about the jails being for-profit until later on, until like college. I was like, I thought that was the government.
At one point it was, and then it turned to for-profit business.
And I'm sure if we dig deeper, we'd see that the 1% of the population that's making all the money in the country are the ones that own everything.
That's the whole 13th Amendment. You go look at and look at Ava DuVernay's film, 13th.
Yeah, it's on Netflix,
very powerful.
right?
It's on Netflix right now. It's very powerful about this whole thing. There's just something so wrong when you have a model of people being in prison and it's a for-profit business. It is going to get corrupted some way, somehow. It's just reality.
Yeah. A sad reality, a very sad reality that it puts such a overshadow. And it's funny that this country doesn't see it as a representation because I think the privatizations of prisons as well as when you talk about pharmaceutical companies are only allowed to advertise in the U.S. and Australia. Only 2 places in the world. And that's such another, you talk about business where there is a little bit of corruption, but yeah. So second scene, Preston Terry, he meets with Deputy Carroll and he's on the phone and he's talking about Deputy Beck with the police officer Breland.
This is him with his boss on the phone.
His boss is on the phone and he's basically saying you guys have to come home, and then Officer Breland, he's actually on his way to meet with him. And again, you see kind of that corruption, because if he was qualified in the beginning and he's not doing what you want him to do, now he's not qualified.
He's qualified and young and inexperienced.
Right, now he's young and inexperienced, where initially they thought he was the person for the job because they thought, oh, well, he's going to bring home or arrest the police officer that actually shot Deputy Beck.
Well, they thought initially they'd have, he was aggressive, he was hungry, he's a show-off. And so the ability, I think, to manipulate him, right, is what the bosses saw.
He was the most convenient black face.
And yes. He's the polished black boy that you can send, the polished black boy.
To arrest another black man.
And so, right. And then as he is in this environment, slowly but surely, right, his eyes are opening.
He's smart. They forgot that.
Right. They forgot that part. Oh, my God. He can read and write. So...
Darn it.
So his eyes are slowly but surely opening to, there's so many layers to this thing. It's not just you're going in with this one case. And he is, I think now I feel like he's committed to get to the bottom of it. I never felt that way in the beginning. I didn't believe him at all from day one. But now I think he's changing.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I felt like he was definitely more whitewashed. Like he wanted to, he wasn't invested in like learning the truth. He was invested in doing his job the way they wanted him to do it.
Right.
Yeah, which is.
I think he was sheltered. And I think that was more of it for me than anything else.
When you say sheltered, what do you mean
in the
by
sense
sheltered?
that he grew up with privilege.
Yeah.
And now he's in a position where he could actually make changes. He's going by that, and that's what he wanted to do. I just think that he realized how much privilege he's had growing up. And these people that he could now help in his position, he's doing. It sounds very cliche, but that's how I felt about him. I didn't feel like he was going in there. I didn't feel he was so whitewashed. I just felt like he was privileged, which is for me
Kind of whitewashed.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. Guess so. Whitewashed. Ben Carson is whitewashed to me. Privileged is like
Ben Carson is bleached.
Oh Jesus! Okay, I'm gonna leave that one alone.
That's a better word.
I'm gonna leave that one. Yeah, you get that one, girl. Point. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
definitely.
plenty of Clorox in his house.
Right, Clorox all the way. Clorox with a bleach pen.
Oh Jesus.
So the next thing we see Ashe at the bar, and she is still not getting the picture that like you are the constant in this situation. I'm just kind of like holding up a wall, and so she's at the bar, which is interesting because it's DeWanda Wise who plays Shamika. Her husband is actually playing the guy that's at the bar with her. Did you guys know
Wait,
that?
in real life you're talking about,
In
or the
real
character?
life.
Okay,
In
because I
real
was like,
life.
wait,
Real
hold
Say
on.
this again now?
In real life, the young lady who plays Shamika,
Yeah.
her
Sean's
husband,
mom.
is actually Milano. I think his name is Milano.
The guy who approaches
guy
who
Ashe at
approaches-
the airport.
Yes, that's her husband.
gotcha.
Isn't that cute?
Hey, get the
Right.
husband on the
They were-
payroll too, girl.
They were both in Underground, I think, too. So.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that.
I
didn't
know.
know
I was
that.
like,
Thank
that's
you.
so cute. Yay, Black love. Okay. So Ashe is at the bar, and my favorite line in this, he
Ashe
said,
is just one drink from the bottom.
man.
Oh Jesus.
She is like,
one drink from the bottom.
yeah,
Poor
she's
thing.
like
She
crawling
needs-
instead of just laying all the way out. I just
Yeah.
want her to lay all
She
the way
needs
out.
someone
to
to
watch
watch
her.
her.
Man, it is.
Yeah.
It is painful to watch. But I feel like she got a glimmer of, okay, so the line is, he said, are you drinking out of regret? Or are you drinking to forget? And I was like,
Yeah, that was good.
That's a message.
That was a huge
No,
message.
The best line was,
What's the best line?
I parked in long
term!
Oh my God! Is
I
that,
was like, they gonna do it in the car.
Is that
Why
low enough
not?
for you? Yeah.
You said, why not?
Yeah, I did say why not.
You did?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, life is short. Experience it everywhere you can, except for church and a synagogue and all those holy places.
Stop it.
Why not?
Is
Is that what they did in the 50s? Because they didn't have anywhere else to go, so they had to do it in your car? No.
She's too old for that. She's a mother.
Just because you're a mother doesn't mean you lose your sex appeal.
I didn't say you should use your
But
sex
since she's
appeal
a
by any stretch
mother,
of imagination.
I'm
Let's be
just
clear
saying,
there.
you got to
I'm
keep
saying
it fresh.
She's
That's a
a
different topic.
mother. She can
So?
barely hold on to her child as it is. She could. I mean, they're at the airport. They could go get a hotel.
Yeah, but it's
It's exciting.
that's a different topic, but I'm just saying.
Okay, sorry.
trying to
All
understand.
right. Fans don't want to hear
What's
about
wrong?
that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
I'm not
We're on a
saying-
serious topic.
I'm just saying, at that age, the car.
Why not? I'm just saying. When I'm old, I want to just have
She's
fun
not old.
still.
She's just.
I'm
what,
just saying,
late
like, even
30s, early 40s.
Even when I'm in the nursing home.
80 years old. You
still want to be
Let me get about walking together.
Car.
in the closet. Come on.
You gonna be in the closet of the nursing home with the old
It's
man?
just fun. It's just fun.
All right.
It's about the fun.
Stop telling on yourself.
I have no shame.
I see.
I am not ashamed.
Some things are private.
Wow.
Okay. I just said I didn't think anything was wrong with it. I didn't think say I have, but I didn't
Oh,
say
no.
I haven't.
Don't try to clean it up now.
I would say if I have, but I haven't. Bucket list though.
Bucket list. I
In the
don't have.
car.
I have a living
She
list.
said bucket
but
list
yes,
is the car.
Living list. Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, it's all good.
Long-term parking.
Okay, long-term parking.
Bucket list, long-term parking.
That's for you,
car. That's for
Michelle
you,
Madison
Michelle.
TV.
All right.
Go ahead.
Prediction.
Madison.
Can we have a prediction, please?
Go ahead. Predict I get a ring on this finger. That's how about that? How about that?
How about that?
Alrighty.
Oh, Lord, please don't talk
let
about
that
that girl. Okay, so Preston walks through the war zone, because that's what it looks like, and he goes to Mr. D's restaurant. And then we see, because did you realize that I think Edwina Finley's character, Sharon,
The reporter?
the reporter, Shirlene Woodson, actually comes in after, he talks about his story of going to Vietnam War.
Mr.
And that
D,
was,
that was sad.
that was really sad. And his quote was, we did this to ourselves and we can't see a way out.
We still can't
Which you
get
talked
out.
about
We still
last
can't
week.
We
get
still
out.
can't get out. Yeah, that was good. That was a powerful quote.
It was powerful, but do you really think that he thinks that they did that to themselves? I mean, other than the people of that community destroying his property, I don't know that it's something that they did themselves. It's almost like if you put kind of like a caged animal in a cage, right? And you put some meat or something out for them to get out, but if you constantly feed them in their cage, they're gonna stay in their cage. And I kind of feel like that community was kind of caged in together, so you tend to implode on your own self,
Which we talked about last week.
Yeah, which we talked about. So I'm like, I don't agree that they did that to themselves, because nobody would want to destroy their own property.
But they did.
They did. But I can't say, I feel like the bigger issue is, like we said, privatizations of prisons, no jobs, lack of education,
Institutionalized racism, basically.
institutional racism, so all of those things.
I get all of that, but destroying your own community.
I agree.
Where you eat, sleep, shop, the people who are owning the businesses that are your neighbors and your friends, and you see them every single day, who are on your side, on the same team, dealing with the same situation, and the neglect and abuse and all of those things. How is destroying their business gonna solve that problem of what you're dealing with?
I feel like it's just a way, like, if you feel like there's no outlet for you to be angry, and then if you feel
I don't disagree with that at all. But
I feel like,
I'm saying, why their business?
no, I agree. But if you go outside of your community, outside of your business, where you already know that you're not welcomed,
Right.
like, you know for sure you gonna get shot.
You're not gonna make it home.
You're not gonna make it home.
Exactly.
I think you
So-
answered the
That's
question.
the point.
They implode. They self-implode on what
point.
they know.
Yep.
And I honestly didn't see it as poetic as what you're saying with those layers. I thought of it just as what it was why did they ruin their community themselves?
Right.
But later on, the governor made a point, which was a lot of times it's people on the outside who are coming in and causing these issues, because she mentioned the people that were rioting weren't necessarily people that were initially from the neighborhood.
That's true. Yeah.
So I was thinking about that's
Which
how I
is
thought
true.
of it.
Which is very true. Yeah. Yeah. And we see that. But at the end of the day, we have to change the mindset, and the mindset has to be about protecting the community, not protecting it by any means necessary, and being the gatekeepers for the community, not the ones who, yes, there probably were outsiders that started, but then there were those in the community that joined in. Why didn't those in the community stop it, right? When you see someone doing that, why not be the one who steps up and say, hey, no, that's not what we're going to do here?
But you know what it makes...
Some way it's got to happen.
Some way it's got to happen, but here's the thing, too. I feel like in our communities, and this is just an example, like... looking at Crenshaw, right, when you see so many churches on that street, and then we don't necessarily take care of our community. There's really no pride in our community. There's graffiti, there's trash, but you have this beautiful church. I'm not going to name the church, but my point is you have this beautiful church. And so, again, you talk about people that are coming to that community to destroy it in the riots, but then you have people who come to that community who go to church there, that are may worship there or may work there, but they don't see it as
they don't invest in the
they
rest of
don't
the community.
invest in the community. So again, if you're not investing in it, then you're not going to take pride in it, and then you could care less about destroying it. Like, even just looking at trash on the street, I'm like, who does this? Beverly Hills doesn't look like this.
Well, that's a two-part answer. For
Yeah,
me.
it's a what's your
One, going back to what you guys were saying, and we discussed, I think 2 shows ago, was pride and understanding our value.
Yes.
I don't think we understand the value of our power as an economic force. We are first and foremost the most powerful group when it comes to buying power.
Yes.
We influence and we buy. Yet we are the ones that are represented the least. Well, of the least, I shouldn't say, because there's people who are represented least. But also going back to what I mentioned too before about tax dollars in those communities, because Beverly Hills would be just as trashy because people are just as dirty. There's really no difference. But do they have the tax dollars to pay people to clean it on a consistent basis? And that's what tends to be the difference, in my opinion. But it all goes back to finances. If we don't respect ourselves enough to know our worth, we're not going to value ourselves. And in that part, I'll agree with his statement. We did this to ourselves. Because even now, when we see businesses that make decisions that don't benefit our community or are offense to us, exactly. Are you banking black? Are you buying black? No, because you want to buy whatever Gucci, Fendi, whatever.
The Nikes.
Exactly, and these people would be out of business.
In your community.
Exactly, or they're saying that your community was not supposed to wear their stuff, allegedly. I ain't going, but yeah. So in that sense, I do feel like we do it to ourselves, because at some point, once you know something, you're supposed to do better. But we keep doing the same thing over and over.
But then when you think about the people who have larger platforms, like, I feel like we continue to get amnesia. Like, something will happen, and then we'll be, let's riot. But then, after that, we go back to doing what we normally do.
Because it's exhausting being black.
It is.
No, it is. Like, even just this, just Jordan's instant situation this week, I was just like, I just had to just, social media, TV, I gotta turn you off. It was just emotionally draining. Like,
and I feel like we don't really have an outlet to deal with that. Like I'm with you. Like, I'm like, I can't watch it. I'm done. It's too much for me. And you have to know when it's too much. And then you also have to figure out what is your outlet. And how are you going? Like, is it talking about? And that's the thing too. We've never done as a.
But doesn't it go back to, you have to decide what are the things that you want to champion? You can't be all things to everybody. So you have to think about, what are the things that I want to change in my community? What is the legacy that I want to leave behind in my community? What do I want to be a part of? And I think if we all approached it, individually but collectively with that, if I'm going to go in and be the best community fundraiser I can possibly be for my community, that's where I can make a change and make a difference, right? But I can't be 5 different things, and I can't be swayed every time social media has something, right? And be distracted, not just swayed, but distracted, because distraction is part of the problem.
Yes, that's
but
true.
You have to stay the course and be steady and stay the course. And I think that is how we slowly but surely can make a difference. We all have to decide what it is that we want to bring to our community. We are brilliant people. We are funny people. We are smart people. We are beautiful people. We are talented people. We are an amazing race, an amazing group of people. Our culture is so rich and beautiful. And because everybody wants to copy it. Everybody wants to copy it. The other day, someone was driving down the street, and the music was so loud. It was rap music, and I was like, I cannot believe this. Who is this? It's so late, and I looked out, and
it wasn't who you thought.
No, not by any stretch of the imagination. And I
like how you put that.
I fell out laughing.
It usually isn't a lot of times.
Right, and I fell out laughing. But when you think about how so many other cultures want to emulate ours, and we don't really understand our value and what we have, it's beautiful. And until we are strategic about the things that we decide to champion, and the number one thing is where we put our dollars. I don't care if you got $10 or $1 million. Where you put that $10 matters. Right. It matters.
You saw
and I think too, like in owning your own business, because there is a business that I like off of Slauson, and sometimes like they're super slow. And their attitudes are really bad.
See,
and
we gotta do
I
better.
still go there, but I'm like, I wonder if enough people complain, like for them to like try to make a difference. Like I want to support the business. Like I was actually going to start a co-op. I'm like, hey, people from the valley can go over to
But the
there.
same
but
way,
yeah.
you spoke up. You and I had a negative experience
Yes.
from a major
Brand. Yeah.
and we spoke up about it.
Yeah.
We have to speak up in our community.
I
If the
think
service
I'm
sucks,
that
the service
person.
sucks. I'm
I got
gonna
a
say
good customer
it.
service
Yeah.
leader, and I got a bad one. I am red tea at any time.
Yes.
I have that too
Yes.
because I have that at Forever 21. Did you know it's a Christian company and they have John 3:16 on the bottom of their bags? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Back to shots fired. Okay. So Daniel Platt. This is the first
sheriff?
time we kind of learned his first name, and I thought it was cute because his wife's name is Doreen.
Oh,
Doreen and Daniel. I'm like, oh, that's so cute.
sound like
That's
a country
interesting
song.
that we got that little peek inside that.
Yeah, that we see that he's willing to quit
it
the
all up.
force. But is it convenient because of what's happening in the
I
community?
was wondering that too.
That he's like, oh, this is too much. I don't
wanna
want to
deal with it
I don't
anymore.
want to deal with this anymore. Like it's coming to a head. So then
Or
you
is his hand? I thought a little bit too. His hands are dirty.
yes, and he's
And-
trying to get out.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what it is. But we see Shamika trying to get Sean out, and it almost reminded me of Denzel Washington's character when John Q. When he was like, "I'm not leaving my son." That's what it reminded me of. It's my acting debut. But yeah, so I felt like I wanted her to get a little bit more heated, but I did like when he
Not
came
in the
out the
police
jail.
station.
No, but I'm saying when he came out, because she called his bluff. She was
Yeah.
like, I don't think you want any more attention. And Governor Eamons, she dropped that name real quick. She was like, Governor Eamons said that if I needed anything to call her, and then 2 seconds later you see Sean walking out. And she kind of smiles and then she beats his behind.
Oh, that was good.
That
And
was
he
my
lost his
favorite
wife
part.
that opportunity to.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Yeah. I
To
kind of
have
felt
that
bad for him, though.
I
Did
didn't
you?
feel bad.
At that
didn't
point,
either.
I didn't
I
feel
am a
bad.
sucker for love. All
I'm
the
a
time.
sucker for
all
love,
the time.
but-
All the
I
time.
am too.
I'm a
I-
sucker for
I
love, but I
felt-
didn't feel bad at all because I'm like, they'll have another conversation.
Oh,
And he's conveniently, trying to retire or let it go because of the situation. Not because he wants to resolve his marriage.
See, I was thinking
That's
he
what I
wanted to
thought, too.
resolve
Yeah.
his
He's
not really
marriage.
trying-
Yeah, he's not really trying to.
It's not totally about the marriage.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
It's just convenient.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, hey, it is what it is.
And I'll just say this: if it was really about the relationship, the way he came at the wife when he said, they were talking about the son not wanting him at the graduation, and then he comes back and says to his wife, "Well, good, you can let him know you're the one that wanted out." I
Yeah.
was like, "Ooh, I wouldn't want to be with you if you."
Right.
I thought that was nasty.
Yeah, we both wanted this.
Right.
But that was an interesting conversation, too, because she was like, I'm the second wife to your job. Like, this is your first
Yeah.
love, and then I'm the second. Like, you came to me when this isn't available.
Right.
Which is interesting.
And
so
I've
that's
been
why
the
I
second
think,
for a long time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
and that's why I think it's not for her.
But that's a workaholic thing too. When you're a workaholic, that tends to happen. Because that's been my issue with a lot of things. So yes, I could see it from that perspective.
I was a workaholic, but when I came home, I
You
took care of
was-
my
See,
Yes.
husband.
but see, I don't have a husband. I don't have a husband yet.
But before
I'm
she
just saying,
had
for
the
the most
husband,
part, I'm learning. I'm learning now, but I
you have
was
to
that
have
person.
that balance. Yeah.
I was that person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I was. It 75 hours a week sometimes
Dang,
because,
girl.
that's what you
Did
had
you
to do.
say 75?
That's what you had to do.
I don't know when you slept.
um,
Did you sleep?
But when I came home, I was home.
Yeah.
I was home.
I'm ready for that. I'm there in life. But any event.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we see Preston Terry. He stops by his brother's house, and I love that house. It
Yeah.
was gorgeous.
That
and
was
he's
good.
cooking. I like that
I like
he
a
was
man
like
that cooks.
so normal. Like he was not the average.
And no
athlete.
entourage hanging
No
around. That was
entourage.
great.
I
I
was
was so
like,
happy to see
oh,
that.
I like
Yep.
him.
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
I would like him and Ashe together. I hope
But
that
he
works
said
out.
he asked if she got off her meds.
But I think he's
hurt.
He's hurt, and he's also
feel
trying
like-
to
Look at y'all now. Look at y'all. Look at y'all now. Y'all in your feelings about him now. No.
We
I actually think Breland has a thing for Ashe. That's my prediction.
Breland has a thing for I saw that.
I feel some sexual tension.
Because when he stepped close to her.
Even from when he was arresting her?
Yes.
Then he asked her for the drink. Okay, I'm going ahead. But
you think he has
some sexual tension.
I don't know if it's sexual tension or if it's that little hot black.
I don't know. He's creepy.
That's
I
sexual
think
tension.
Breland's creepy.
Yeah, I think he's creepy too.
Yeah.
So he gets the $10,000, but we made the assumption that the $10,000 is
for
to
Sean.
bail out Sean, Shamika's son, but really, it's for Charlene to bribe Kiana.
I didn't think it was for the son. I initially thought it was going to be for Mr. D.
I thought that too, but because the 10,000 came up in both situations, that's when I connected those dots. But I was thinking that also. But then they totally sideswiped
I was thinking it was Mr. D, but then because we watched that scene twice, and the second time when we watched it, I thought, well, it can't really be for Mr. D because he says, I can't tell you what I'm going to do with it. If it was going to be for Mr. D, he would have said to help somebody in the community, right?
But I would think that he couldn't tell anyone because remember Ashe said that what he was doing was unethical. So any event, he shouldn't have given it to anybody. So
no, if he wanted to make a loan to Mr. D, who's in the community, to help him rebuild his store, he could do that. That's not illegal.
That. Yeah,
that's not illegal.
Okay.
Because it's his money.
It's a friend. Yeah, it's $10,000, and I want to give it to this man whose business was destroyed.
Right.
But when he said to his brother, "I can't tell you what it is," then you know he was going to do something illegal with it, which was give it to the witness. Right. I was shocked when it was the reporter that showed up with the $10,000.
I was too. I didn't see that coming. I was like, oh, what's she doing?
When going back to the point where she said she wanted to do more and she didn't.
Yes.
Or she couldn't. Something to that effect. Because I figured there was a reason why she said that.
Big, like, I really want to do more. Oh, I want to do something illegal.
Right?
Well, you know, sometimes you got to get your hands dirty. Yeah. Sometimes you got to dance with the devil.
She definitely danced with the devil. So she is fighting for her life.
Right. Right.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was trying to think. There was one more quote. Okay, now let's talk about Pastor Janae.
Oh, yeah.
Pastor Janae.
Shoot.
I didn't see that coming, that they would try to make her.
Is that a setup?
Uh-huh.
It's definitely a setup.
Because remember when he came to her, he got her from the church, he got her awake. So I have another prediction. Am I allowed to say it yet or wait?
Hold it.
I'm going to hold it.
Okay. Can you remember it?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to remember it.
Okay. We got.
Yeah.
Okay, good. We got a little bit extra time.
Yay.
So, Pastor Janae, they questioned her because actually Preston actually questions Corey and his dad, like, and I think it wasn't really like he was kind of like cross-examining them as if they were like on the stand.
Yeah, are you sure?
Are you sure?
Sure?
Let me make sure that Pastor Janae didn't kind of get you to corroborate your story. And so I think they kind of realized, no, so maybe let's go see what she's doing. And it's funny that they would think that she would do something illegal, because I don't get that. You think?
I wouldn't put it past her. Just because she said she wanted another Ferguson,
I think she walks the lines.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past her.
I got you.
I mean, our civil rights leaders weren't all clean all the time.
She knows what to do to push the button. So I think there's probably a little bit of that in her.
She definitely pushed it, and now she's going to be pushing it in jail.
But what was interesting, right, with this witness, right, when he goes back to Corey, what I thought was this last week when Lieutenant Breland brought the other witness in. Was that last week we saw that?
Oh,
last week?
I think so.
Right.
He brought the other witness in?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Was that last week?
I don't know if that was last week or week before.
I think it was last week, though.
Where they, all of a sudden, they were
have
kind of
another
moving.
Witness.
Right. They were moving in the direction of Arlen, and then all of a sudden, they have someone else that says it was something completely different. I thought it was interesting that they didn't pursue that
other
any further, that they themselves didn't dig deeper and try to either prove his story or unprove the truth of what was happening. I thought that was interesting that just kind of went away.
Right.
Maybe it'll come back.
And maybe it'll come back. And then here we are, Corey. Now, I didn't think for 1 second that maybe the $10,000 would go to him and his dad, since they're still kind of in hiding, right?
I thought that too.
Yeah, that they're still in hiding. And Preston was pressing them, right?
Yes. He was.
Trying to find out what was really going on, and is Janae wrapped up in it? And so Janae's fingers in something. We just can't quite figure out
where it is.
Where it is, but she's in something. But the arrest and the gun.
Yeah, too
That
convenient.
feels like a plant.
And it
that
was
feels like a plant.
It was at the church, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, too
Yeah.
convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's a little dirty. It's kind of like the plant with the when they were talking about the same strain of weed.
Yeah, from Jesse and Joey.
Right, that's what the other witness was talking about.
Yes.
He was a drug dealer, right? Yeah.
So I'm like, it's too
It
convenient.
was too convenient.
And they're not pursuing him because they know who actually killed him. Because I really think it is Arlen, and it's not Pastor Janae whatsoever. So Kiana, and she's in the wind.
What do we mean? What does that mean? I thought she was.
I think
like
that
she's
means
gone. Like she
ran
left.
out the house. Like she
Did you see
ran.
her?
Yeah, but I didn't think that she ran that far. Ashe is a cop. She should be able to catch her up.
Ashe is pulling back, right? Because Lieutenant Breland is on her case, right? He's intimidating her with her daughter and everything.
Yeah, but she seems to be on board with getting to the bottom of everything, like for real.
Now she is, because
think?
Preston was kind of like, "Are you back?"
At the
Yeah.
end,
At
right?
the
Are you
end,
back?
'cause
Yeah.
she was so like with Kai
If she comes up out of that
and Javi
bottle,
and
maybe.
Paula. Yeah.
But they need her. They need her to corroborate the story, so she can't be gone with the wind. Like she has to be. They got to find her.
Well, they'll eventually, hopefully, find her. But she had that purse in tow when she ran out
yeah,
the
she
door.
was gone.
Yeah,
She's
well.
gone. But I thought it was interesting too when Officer Breland called her, Lieutenant Breland called her your baby's daddy. That's not a baby's daddy. Like technically, she was married, so that's her ex-husband.
Oh, I didn't know they were married. I thought
That was her ex-husband.
he wasn't. I didn't know they were married.
No,
Maybe I missed that part.
I don't know that I could say 100% that they were married.
Maybe no.
No, I don't
I've
think
just
they were
heard them.
married.
I've just heard them refer as exes. I've never heard husband or wife.
yeah.
Okay, so you might be right. So maybe he is.
And I was thinking too that we saw that he has a teenage daughter, so he's kind of hip to the slang or something too. So maybe that's part of
Oh, okay, with Tess. Oh, that was another
Yeah.
interesting scene too, where they're watching the dad, Tess and the Tommy,
Yeah.
Tess and Tommy, the TNT, were watching the dad on the computer, and I was like, I knew, didn't I say from the beginning? I
What?
was like, they're gonna start dating.
And see, I was surprised that she even had a black friend. I was like, oh, okay.
I was shocked that he would let a black person in his
In the
house.
house. I wasn't shocked about that. I was shocked that it was Tommy, because that was the one. Remember at the game, and he was like, "You better block
protect
her,
or-
like
yeah.
your
You're
life
right.
depended
Right,
on it." And
right.
I was like, "He's gonna end up dating her. They're gonna end up liking." But then Tommy was like, "Yeah, you're like family. I would never disrespect."
He's a coach. Yeah,
Yeah, I would never disrespect you like that. I was like, "That's interesting."
The way you he should have said the way you
Disrespected
disrespected me.
me.
Yeah, that's what he should have said.
That's what he should have said, but you know, he's in the man's house, and so he's
got
trying
manners.
to be respectful. So let's see, did we miss anything? Oh,
What?
huge! Save the vault. So when Ashe, I think they were leaving the war zone and the protest zone, and she hears a blogger saying, "Oh, make sure it's in the vault."
Oh, okay. I
And
had that app.
she thought about
Phone.
the phone, and so they find the
Footage,
video
yes.
of Officer Beck and
Right.
Jesse Carr, and so that's kind
Where
of
did they find it though? Whose phone was that in?
it was Jesse's
was
phone.
Jesse's phone.
Jesse's
okay.
phone, because when he got arrested, people tend to do that. They put the camera so that they
Yeah.
could see, and I
And
guess
he needed the video, remember, because his frat brothers had sent him in the community. Remember,
Yes.
that was so he had
To
to
ask
prove that
for-
he actually did
did
it.
it. Oh, that's why. And he
Yeah.
had to ask for fried chicken out
Yeah.
of all things.
Yeah.
Well, it was supposed to be.
But
was
you
supposed
still
to be
didn't
more
get
like
a
a-
full picture of what
You didn't.
happened.
But it was
That's
very
what-
quick because it was like he dragged him out the car and then the gun went off like right away.
yeah.
So it doesn't seem like the kid could have had ever reached for anything.
for anything.
Yeah, or if he did, he would have scuffled first, and then you would have eventually heard a
Right.
gunshot.
Right.
But there's actually an app called The Vault because I had that app.
Yeah, there's another one that the
Takes a picture of you if you don't have the code right.
Really? Oh, that's interesting. It's called the Vault. That's an actual.
That's a real app. That's why when
Yeah.
you said, I was like, oh, I did have that app.
I know the American Justice League
Yeah.
has one as well too.
See, you
Which
could
is
figure
kinda
that
very
out.
The same
Yeah.
thing. That's interesting. Okay, good to
All right.
know. Thanks,
Good to know.
Michelle.
Put all your text messages, phone, all that stuff in there. You hide everything.
You could hide everything.
Now everybody knows, so everybody knows to go to the vault.
On Michelle's phone.
I don't have it anymore. There's nothing for me to hide. I'm boring.
Yeah, it
love
might be
it.
you in the back seat. I don't know. I'm just
I love that
saying.
Paula
I will
brought that
not
back around.
have that as evidence. That's
She-
only for when I get married.
Okay. Paula's
I have to
face,
save
like,
stuff for marriage.
Okay, that's good. You should. Long-term parking.
Yes.
Sex.
Yeah.
Save that for
All
marriage.
Bowling alley, everything.
Okay, you said bowling alley?
Shh, call to your
Ooh.
boys.
Okay. Okay, so predictions, real quick. You said you had a prediction.
So my
Your
prediction.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
DDG?
So you know when Janae got taken out to dinner, I think that's when they planted the gun, and I think that
Oh.
one of the guys from her
That
bodyguard
makes sense.
ensemble,
Yes.
they planted it because it goes back to the story of I don't know, was it Belly, or was
the
it
belly, yeah.
or was it Malcolm X, where it was an inside person
Yes.
who set him up. So I think one of those guys
Set her
helped
up.
set her up.
Yeah.
and because they
That
that was like
totally makes
insurance.
sense.
If she didn't go with them, they were gonna do that.
They were gonna set
my
her up anyway.
prediction.
That's a good prediction. Paula, do you have any
But
predictions?
how would they get her fingerprints on the gun?
I don't know. We got more backstory to go. We got
Okay,
we got
sorry.
3 more episodes.
Do I have any predictions? Predictions. Do I have any predictions? No.
Okay, no predictions. So tell everybody where they could find you on your social media.
Hey guys, you can find me on Twitter @MICH_Madison TV and also on Instagram @Michelle_Madison TV. Go ahead.
I'm still thinking about predictions.
She's serious about her predictions.
I predict we're going to
Episode
be
8.
shocked at the end of it.
Okay.
That's a good prediction.
We're going to be shocked at the end.
Your
love it.
social.
Oh, yes. I'm Paula Bryant Ellis, and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter, P. Bryant Ellis.
And I am Madison Chase, and you can find me on Instagram at Madison Chase M2 Media Maven, and Twitter Madison Chase Fit. I haven't changed that yet. And YouTube One Mad Chase. Yeah, I got a lot of chases in there.
Running you down.
Right?
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.